Next, class 11. Next, after knowing the international trade, after knowing the meaning and the features of international trade, now we come to next topic that describes the benefits that any country receives, the benefit that the country receives from the international market, the international business. The first category of benefits that international market renders to a country are benefits of international business to nations, to different nations. What are the types of benefits? These are the first among them, you can see here, earning of foreign exchange. Now, what is foreign exchange? Foreign exchange means foreign currency. Do you think foreign currency is important? It is very, very important factor. It helps in assessing the GDP and the status of the world in the international economy. Financial country. I'll read from the book here. The foreign currency or foreign exchange is important. Valuable foreign exchange can be earned by international trade. By exporting more than required, gold and silver can be procured. The more the foreign exchange with the country, the more well off that country will be. This is a very, very important status symbol, I told you, of the countries in international market. The more foreign exchange we acquire, the more foreign exchange we possess, the more well off we are considered in the international economy. Next, more efficient use of resources. Due to international business, maximum utilization of resources, natural resources is possible. Maximum utilization of natural resources means each country, children, is resourceful not in everything. There are specialities of types of natural resources available in each country. Now, coal is not available in USA. Oil is not available as it is available in Saudi Arab. It is not available here in India. So each country is not as efficient as in natural resources like others. So with the international market and the international trade, the resources of one country can be obtained and used by the other country. So each producer will produce only those products which will give him the maximum profit. The process is not only beneficial for an individual product, but for a country also. By doing so, the goods which were being manufactured at higher cost now can be procured from other countries at a lower cost. The benefits of specialization can also be achieved if a particular product is produced repeatedly and sold in the market. So, benefits of specialization. What are benefits of specialization? Means supposing we are rich in natural resources of oil. Our country is rich in natural resource of oil. So, we produce oil and export it to other countries. By doing so repeatedly, we become the number one manufacturer and trader of oil in the international market, in the global market. So that gives us specialization. Repeated performance of the similar type of activities and functions gives us the benefits of specialization. Then next is improving growth prospects and employment benefits, employment potentials. With the help of international business, machinery, raw material and modern techniques are imported, and industrialization is encouraged. It further helps in improving growth prospects and also creates opportunities for employment of people. Opportunities of employment, more growth prospects and more employment of people, which is always a plus factor, an additional benefit factor for any country. And then last point here, a very important one, increased standard of living. Now, increased standard of living means, children, when we are able to use or buy those things which are from other countries, which are not available here in our country. Everybody, the common masses, cannot acquire or possess those articles. It is always a upliftment of, it is always a proud feeling as regard for standard of living. So by using those, like Vietnamese footwear, Vietnam is famous for footwear, and you can say Belgium, The Belgium infrastructure, we have used, the government says we have used here Belgium transportation infrastructure. Belgium is famous for transportation. Or you can say the Antwerp diamond. Antwerp is, what is Antwerp? Antwerp is the diamond capital of the globe. So these diamonds are from Antwerp. That's a plus factor. Or these footwears are Vietnamese footwears. Vietnam is very, very famous for footwear and leather. So Vietnamese footwear means standard of living. So standard of living gives a polished looks, gives a plus factor when we are able to use those products which are not available in our country. These are the benefits of international business to nations. So children, next now, after the benefits of international business to nations, now we come to the business firms. What are the benefits of international business to the different business firms? First advantage, the first benefit to the international firm is prospect of higher profit. International business is more beneficial than the domestic business, particularly when the domestic prices are lower. Hence, firms can earn huge amount of profit by selling products in the countries and where the prices are high. So prospects of higher profit. We can sell our products here, maybe in our country. Everybody is producing those goods. When our goods will go to other countries, the cost will be much higher. We'll be able to earn better profits. That is possible only when we deal in international business. Then increased capacity utilization. The firms who have surplus production capacity can plan overseas expansion. In this way, on one hand, they can, in this way, on one hand, they can utilize their idle production capacity, and on the other hand, they can enjoy the benefits of large scale production. Next is prospect for growth. International business is good option for firms whose, I'm not very comfortable in getting it recorded, children. The full view is not getting settled, is not getting captured. You'll have to just cooperate here. Keep watching here, and the rest of the line I'm not able to move the phone as well along with my reading. It's not getting possible. Anyway, we'll proceed. Prospects for growth. International business is a good option for the firms whose products start getting saturated in the local market. So prospect for growth, when local markets, everybody has those products, there is much the demand for those products is much lean in our country. We can at that time export our products. That gives us growth avenue for our products. Then way out to intense competition in domestic market. For the firms who are facing tough competition in the local market, international business seems to be the only way to maintain their position in the market. Local market, there is tough competition. Everybody is producing the same things. When the natural resources are favorable for particular type of product, everybody, all those who are keen to produce, most of them, 90% of them are producing those products. So that saturates the demand. That saturates the demand, and moreover the competition gets intense. When the competitions are intense, you will have to forego and compromise some part of profit, which is unfavorable factor for any business or businessman. And the last benefit is improved business vision. Many firms aim at getting goodwill internationally. For these firms, international business is the only way to achieve their target. So improved business vision also gets widened because of international prospects. Then next comes the scope of international business. How does international business, where does the international business spread? How much is the scope of international trade? Today, the scope of international business is expanding rapidly. Earlier, exporters used to export the finished goods which they had purchased from their own country. Nowadays, the scope of international business is not just limited to export, import, but it is expanding. The scope of international business includes the following. What are the things that are included in international trade? It is not just buying and selling. It is not limited to only export and import. These are the further factors and features that are incorporated in international business. First is trading. What is trading? By trading, we mean export import of goods. There is tremendous rise in this type of international transactions. The units which are established for this purpose purchase the goods for further selling. In India, the export houses, star trading houses and super trading houses do the above said trading business. In Japan, international trading houses do trading on large scale. So trading is possible. That is also, trading means buying and selling. That is possible for international. That is one scope that can be done in the international business. That means when we talk of international business, trading is one great opportunity that we avail. Next is service. The role of service is increasing in international business. The following can be included in service categories: tourism and transportation, banking, insurance, IT counseling, etc. All these are included in the services. Then comes manufacturing and marketing. This category includes those business establishments which export self-manufactured products. Presently, many multinational companies, many MNCs are doing business of this kind. So manufacturing and marketing of goods is also part of international business. Here we are discussing what all can be done in the international business. What does international business comprise of? Next thing that can be done, we have discussed trading can be done, that is export, buying and selling of products. Then services can be traded. Then manufacturing and making of the goods can be done by buying the raw materials or the resources from other countries and manufacturing them there. Marketing can be done in other countries. That is also a scope of international business. Then comes the sourcing and marketing. Currently, many MNCs are doing business of this type. Under this, the company of one nation establishes its unit in some other country. The main purpose behind this is to enjoy the benefits of cheap available resources in the local region. These companies sell their products produced in some other country back to their own country and even to the country where the production unit is established. So sourcing and marketing is possible. Then global sourcing for production. These companies which import necessary material from other nations, new for production of goods are included under this. Thus, to produce finished goods in their own country, necessary material is imported from different countries. The purpose behind this is to keep the cost of production at minimum level. So global sourcing of production is possible. Sourcing means global managing, making things available globally is possible from the production sources. Then foreign investment. It refers to inviting foreign currency in our country for industrial development. There are two ways of foreign investment. Foreign direct investment, that is FDI. It refers to foreign investors. What is foreign direct investment? It refers to, you may mark this and underline this. What is foreign direct investment? It refers to foreign investors investing in production activities, other nations. MNCs are good example of this. That is FDI. The foreign investors investing. MNCs are doing that very well. Portfolio investment. It refers to foreign investors investing in the companies of other nation. That is portfolio investment. What is portfolio investment? The foreign investors investing in the companies of other nations. That is portfolio investment. And what is FDI? FDI means with the foreign investors are investing in production activities of other nation. The production, we are investing not in marketing but production of other countries. That is called FDI. And when we are doing the companies, the foreign investors are investing in the companies of other nations, that will be called portfolio investment. These two are the new terms and important terms. Then children, next we come to import trade. Now after reading about the foreign business, international market, foreign business, utilities, the benefits of international market, now we start studying the international trade. Start fragmenting the international trade and studying each fragment in detail. The first type of international trade that can be done is the import trade.